Hey guys, so I am thinking that in order to keep these streams a little short, I'm always going to start a stopwatch whenever I do a live stream because that way I don't freaking run out of time. I was thinking about actually doing a timer, but the problem with using a timer is it goes beep beep beep, and that would be a little annoying. So um, I'm changing my strategy a little, trying to keep it shorter and sweet, probably around 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to go too long because then I lose focus of people. So I wanted to do this topic because, well, I did a lot of freaking thinking today, a lot of thinking, and I thought, like, man, one thing about YouTube is when you put yourself out there, of course, you get a little bit more exposed, right? And if people know who who you are personally, it can cause some issues. So first of all, right, I don't want to get like all over the place, so I'll just start at this one, right? So I've been very, very open about people noticing my subscriber count, and I know people are going to click away hearing this, right? But people notice my subscriber account, and it's basically become like one of those like kickball things. Like, wow, how come your subscribers haven't grown yet? Oh wow, yeah, your quality must really freaking suck, right? So, well, if you have a YouTube channel, right? If you look at your subscriber numbers and let's say you're only at like 10 subscribers or 5 subscribers or 50 subscribers, right? It might not mess with your head. But I feel like some channels they kind of plateau. And then when you plateau, right, it's like people look at it and they're like, how come you're not growing bigger? Why aren't you breaking out? That kind of stuff. And it's like it's it sends the message that if your channel is not growing, that means again your content sucks. Let's just be really blank here. So that's what it kind of sends to you mentally. And then if you can't break out, then you must be doing it wrong. So for instance, right, you guys know the Subway guy. Remember the Subway guy? I'm like, he's all over freaking YouTube. Like that kind of thing. Like people will be like, wow, that guy, if you're outside looking in, you could be like, oh, that guy just makes Subway sandwiches and he talks and he has over 1 million subscribers. Wow. Wow, I want to do that same thing too. Like I didn't realize YouTube is so easy like that. And then if you know someone who has a YouTube channel, you'd be like, oh, how come you're not like that guy? How come you're not like the Subway sandwich guy, right? He makes it look so easy. And yeah, everybody should have like be able to get those kind of numbers. But in reality, I would say like 95% of people on YouTube don't hit that kind of numbers. And I know people would say, you're just pulling that out of your ass. Yeah, kind of. But the thing is like, there's not too many people with like that kind of growth and that kind of like trajectory. And that guy is, really really lucky. There are some people who chase trying to like do the social media tags and trying to do the Facebook or the Instagram and like share and subscribe and they never are able to do that. And it's like people try to figure out what the algorithm is and they just can't figure it out and then it just kind of messes with their head, right? And then the other thing that I notice is like, yeah, if you're on YouTube, right? I don't check my watch time too much, but there are some videos that I check in there and I'm like, oh, let me just kind of click in because I'm curious, right? And then I look at it and I'm like, the freaking watch time is like 20 seconds or so. And I'm like, what the hell do I say in 20 seconds, right? I mean, like you figure like people look at it and they think like, oh yeah, I'm not like if you watch the watch time and you see those kind of numbers, you're like, I didn't even say anything and people clicked out. And I know some people are gonna troll me and they're gonna say, okay, Erica, I'm gonna make sure that this video, the watch time's only 2 seconds or so. And you know what? I know that sometimes if you give people this kind of thing, then they can use it against you. But whatever, whatever. This is just one of those things that I think people need to hear about because if you are making a YouTube channel, or right, even if you don't anticipate being, the person who has like 1 million, 2 million, 10 million viewers, like you look at your watch time and you kind of question yourself. You question yourself, and then when it's combined with the whole, subscriber thing, and then the whole, like why are you plateauing? Again, it turns really into a mental game. And I would also say that, right? Like if you have a low watch time, that suggests that you're not doing it like how other people are doing it. So if you think about the 20 seconds, right? It messes with your head because then you think like, what? Am I supposed to crack a joke in 20 seconds? Am I supposed to be like doing something crazy on camera and that makes people want to stay longer than 20 seconds? It's like it just you just kind of like think about it and you're like, this is ridiculous. So If I was to do YouTube again, um, one of the things that I would actually listen to is I would not suggest people tell other people that they personally know their YouTube channel. And the reason being is that if you are on YouTube and you do your own thing, right, it's kind of separate. You can have like a stamp collecting YouTube, right? And you might only have, let's say, 20 subscribers, but then you kind of feel like, hey, you know what? I like having my YouTube channel. A lot of people don't know about it. Then you don't hear the comparison kind of things. But once you involve people who you know, like friends, family, that kind of stuff, they look at your channel and then they kind of think like, oh, how come you're not like freaking Mr. Beast or something. I said, what the man? You think everybody is gonna be on that kind of top tier level over here? Oh well, it must be because your content sucks. You're not engaging. Oh, it must be something stupid like, oh, maybe it's because you don't tell people to like, share, and subscribe. It's like, what the it's like, I understand the intention behind it, but then also with that, you sometimes get these things that you hear, and it's like it sucks. It's the reality, right? It's like, well, you have that conversation, and it just hold on. Yeah. So like, sorry you guys, I'm making eggs right now. So you have that conversation with people, and then they say like, oh yeah, they basically tell you like your YouTube channel blows, and how they have, let's say, a friend who started YouTube like last year, and they're already at 25,000 viewers, and why can't your viewership be like them? And reason is if their friend is better than you, that must mean you're not funny. You're really boring. You're wasting your time, and that kind of stuff. And it's just like, and not everybody like goes on the YouTube algorithm, and it's like they have like, makeup tutorial, freaking review channel. The people who are like, let's do like the as seen on TV stuff, or they talk about, let's say, I don't know, freaking decluttering. You've seen those channels, right? Home organization things, recipe channels. It's like, not you, and then I see something, right? I see it's like you have some people break out, and then you got other people who are like total copycats. And what I mean is, like, if you look at those Korean home organization channels, the ones where they have the same freaking lighting, and it's like so minimalistic. It's like, if I didn't know about it, I wouldn't even know whose channel I'm looking at, because it's like they use the same kind of freaking lighting. And in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this is what I mean, right? So like, Korean minimalist channel. So they'll do this kind of stuff where they don't even show their faces, and it's like the same freaking thing, and then you don't hear their voice. So it's like they'll do stuff like, oh, I made a sandwich today, and I'm watering my plants, and it's just like, God, my gosh, like, okay, so you just want more of the same freaking thing, and it's like, it's nice, but then after a while, it's like you just kind of think like, yeah, there's a lot of copycats, and people would say, well, why don't you copycat them, and then that way your channel will break out too. It's like, I don't want to make a YouTube channel where I'm a copycat, you know. And yeah, I've touched upon this kind of stuff, and I would recommend looking into these Korean lifestyle YouTubers. You'll see very similar things. You'll see the same kind of like similar pattern dishcloths, the same kind of like a one color dishware, and then they have these like aluminum containers, and it's just like all the same old kind of stuff. So overall, right? If you don't fit into a mold sometimes, you don't have like certain numbers, like you just become fodder, like fodder, and it's like you're doing it wrong. So um, I'm at 9 minutes and 6 seconds right now, so I'm probably going to end the stream right now. But again, if anybody wants to make a YouTube channel, please keep this kind of stuff in mind, because I'm such a tiny freaking YouTube channel compared to other people. And it's like, I notice this kind of stuff. And I don't want someone to not make a YouTube channel or they stop making content because like they look at their watch count and it messes with their head. They wonder, how come I only have, let's say, 15 subscribers, and then other people have like 200,000 or 300,000. You gotta just like you gotta just like focus and say, like, you know, if you want to be more popular, then probably you should do things like, let's say, work on your lighting, you know, work on your editing, make your videos shorter if you have like really long videos like me, or, you know, crack up like 1,000 jokes in a 10-minute time span. But you know what? I'm just gonna ultimately be me. I'm gonna be a lot more selective about what I post up. Hopefully, I'll do less rambling things. I think I am going to make videos where I do just, you know, my long fucking 3 hour, 2 hour streams and just like do things unscripted. But other than that, I really should stick to guidelines. And yeah, I encourage you guys to do the same. Go make a YouTube channel, right? Make a YouTube channel if you want. Stick with your YouTube channel and don't let this kind of stuff that I've shared with you mess with your mind. Because if you want to like have a YouTube channel that progresses and grows, the moment that you stop making content, the moment that you kind of toss in the towel, your channel will never, ever, ever even have that remote possibility of getting larger. So it's really like a mental game, and it's kind of like, you know, how much can you stay in the game? You know, how much do you want to just like stay on the platform, and can you handle the ups and the downs? So yeah, for anybody who has like a 15 subscriber YouTube channel, keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, always seek to improve. Okay, you guys, I'll talk to you later. See